again, one of the older maps in the map pool. Great to see it once again. And spawning in the top left-hand corner. In the top left-hand corner of Romanticide, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the Polish Terran. It is Spirit. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. It is YoungYakov. Here we go. As from here, we are going to be settling in and loading into one of the larger maps in the map pool as well. Just to reiterate, this is a map pool that was in circulation back in 2022. It has been a long time since we've seen Romanticide on a consistent basis, but this map has been voted in by the player base to actually be a part of the OSC Season 12 Championship, so we're able to feature maps like Grestfan and Romanticide as well. And it isn't just that they're voted in, but I appreciate that players are actually playing on them. Like, this is not the first time we've seen Romanticide here tonight. Players are willing to play on some of these older maps than some of the newer maps in the map pool. So, good to see. Meanwhile, gas pool. Let's go. Despite the fact that this is a larger, more macro map, we do have an aggressive start out of YoungYakov, going for a gas pool opener before the expansion. Very aggressive with this. What do we see? We see faster link speed. Should be seeing faster link speed here from YoungYakov, and we'll see if he can delay the command center of Spirit. Back at home, standard opener racks into CC. Ideally, you want to make some lings, you want to hide them, you want to preserve them, you want to avoid the main SCV scouts, skirt around the edge, and hit that expansion. We'll see if YoungYakov can pull this off. As so far, only 4 lings. He's staying in gas. Yo, big sign, big tell here for YoungYakov. He's investing into link speed and he's not pulling out of gas. This looks like a Bane bust. This could be a couple different things. This could be a Bane bust. This could be a fast lair into like a Link Queen Nidus all-in or something crazy like that. But a Bane bust would make the most sense here. As YoungYakov, he's amassing that gas. The SCV is going to be forced back. And we're waiting to see how YoungYakov spends that gas, as more lings are building up here and rallying across the map. Now, these initial lings that peel off, as they barely do not avoid the Reaper. And Reaper does get eyes on this, will kite back. The lings are being shut down. They're falling one after the other. Link speed is almost done. And again, we're up to 100 gas. More than that. But what are we spending it on? It's also possible that YoungYakov wants to wait to secure the map to catch the Reaper. The Reaper is being active. The Reaper is a threat as it can scout. Speaking of, Reaper headed towards the main. Link's getting in position. There's that Bailey nest. Does he scout? Up. He does not. He does not scout. He gets locked down. Whew. And with that, now we can embrace the Bane bust. And again, I'm pretty sure the reason why we delayed this was because YoungYakov wanted to kill the Reaper first. Back at home, 1-1-1, safe, aggressive, and also safe build here by Spirit. He does delay the third CC, as the third CC is not going to be a factor. He's amassing Hellions as we speak. Reactor Hellion production. Add-on swap into Banshee. No bunker, though. Uh-oh. No bunker. No bunker to defend. Spirit, like the setup here, the production is solid. But what about the defensive position here? What about the stack defense? What about the SimCity? Show us those Banelings. There we go, 8 Banelings on the way. Ideally, YoungYakov, he wants to bait out the Hellions. He wants to try to drag them out into the open and get us around. Otherwise, these Hellions, they can hold the line. As there's a little potential here, a little splash damage. Ling Bane rolling in. Knocking down the wall. They bust into the main. So far, decent kiting. They're going for the mineral line. Yeah, 3 Banelings going to be waddling in. The boys are being pulled away. Up! How good are the connections? Lings are coming for the surround. They shut down the Hellions. 1 Baneling will connect, but just 1 Baneling. Up! Oh my god, he's crazy. Baneling pops off. The Hellions, they survive. He shuts down the Ling Bane. GG gets called, and Spirit, he will hold. Spirit will take a lead in the series. Whew. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. No bunker, but alas, just very nice kiting with those Hellions. Very nice kiting. As you mentioned, the goal there was to try to lure the Hellions out and get us around. That did not happen. He was not able to surround those Hellions. He surrounded some of them, but not all of them. And all it takes is just some solid volleys from those Hellion shots, from those Hellions, to clean up and to shut down the Ling Bane. GG. GG, well played. Also, mate, it was crazy seeing those SCVs chase the Baneling. I mean, it was only one Baneling, so it wouldn't be able to kill the SCVs, but still, that was wild. I mean, again, did work out in the end. Spirit does hold, and now we're jumping into game number 2. Oh boy. Jumping into game 2. And we'll see if we make a series out of this, or if our Terran player extends his lead. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of El Dorado, we have the Polish Terran player, we have the blue Terran. It is Spirit. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back. It is YoungYakov. Here we go. Whew. Oh, hello, Hippie T420. Hello, Hippie. The best vibes around. Gracias, papi, gracias. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it, as we're settling into the rest of our series, of course. YoungYakov, he's known for being aggressive. I mean, it's a little bit too late to mention that, as we just saw him go for a Bane bust. He's known for aggression, but he can macro. He can play into the mid game as well. He doesn't have to be reliant on hyper cheese, but he can. So it's all about scouting, all about getting a read on what YoungYakov is up to. Spirit is the favorite player coming into this, 100%. Spirit, he's a top 3 Terran in Europe, arguably top 2 Terran at times. And YoungYakov has been improving. YoungYakov, he has been leveling up. I would say currently YoungYakov, he's kind of like contesting Wayne for the best Zerg player in the CIS region, or even like number 5 Zerg in the world, or in Europe, I should say. As YoungYakov has been looking very impressive over the past 2 months, like January, December. Like the off-season of EPT is when YoungYakov did return. For those that remember, YoungYakov, he like pseudo-retired. It was like back like halfway through the year, maybe like, you know, I'm thinking April-ish, April, June, when YoungYakov left the Platinum Heroes. He made like a statement talking about like how he wanted to focus on studies, and he wasn't really playing much, so he didn't want to like feel like a burden for the team because his team wanted active players and he wasn't playing. And it was after he left the Platinum Heroes that he started playing again. That like it was like almost like the week after he left the Platinum Heroes, we just started to like commit and to grind, and he started to improve real fast and real quick again. It was crazy. So YoungYakov, his rate of improvement has been impressive over the past couple of months. But I would still say, of course, Spirit is favored. And we'll see if YoungYakov can make a series out of this. It's going to be an uphill battle. Spirit poking in. Threatens the mineral line. Oh, gets a drone. Gets a worker. Link's forcing him back. The Reaper is zoned away, and no third. That's what's important here. There is no third base, and YoungYakov is contained to 2 bases that much longer. He's trying to mine through those mineral patches. He is in position to disrupt, to intercept, and will zone that Reaper away. Finally, YoungYakov can eventually expand. Behind this, third CC. Third CC before starport. A very economic build here by Spirit. Followed by the starport, followed by the would-be Banshee production. And YoungYakov finally expands. And now we can introduce ourselves to the map. Welcome one and all to El Dorado. This is one of the more unusual maps in the map pool. Has a quirky kind of nature to it, as you can expand towards your opponent, and you have gold bases. You have the potential 4th as a gold, you have the 5th as a gold base as well. A lot of gold that can be taken. Also, expanding towards your opponent can be quite difficult, especially if Spirit also expands towards YoungYakov. The rush distance by ground becomes very short. YoungYakov double expanding. Oh my god, okay. You have my attention. You have my attention, papi. The double expand, the greed. I mean, the third base is late, true, so double expanding makes sense to make up for that, but we'll see if Spirit can punish. For now, it is a little bit early, but what I was getting at is if Spirit takes this third base as well, then we have seen many an 8-racks just topple over Zerg players. Like, 8-racks can be brutal on this map. What is an 8-racks? A 3-base all-in. But it's a little bit too soon to really confirm that. The CC is just out finishing. Banshee production has begun, and Spirit, he has yet to confirm the greed of his opponent. He doesn't exactly know what YoungYakov is up to yet. It's up to the Spirit to confirm. Also, as we're settling in, Shema, papi, Shema. Dzień dobry. Dzień dobry. As Hellions, they rotate. They're looking for the expansion. They're checking the bases. Dipping into the natural. Queen's out of position. Drones, they're lining up. And drones are going to get roasted. Oof. As Heli volley's going to be going up. Drones are going down. Getting 3 so far. Oh my god, getting 7. Up. Oh my god, 1 more volley. Just 7, but 7 drones for 4 Hellions. A very nice trade for Spirit. Ling's trying to counterattack, but back at home, Spirit, he is able to maintain himself. Hellions are amassing. Banshee's in position as well. We'll see what YoungYakov can get done. As the Banshee moves out, and Ling's they can go for the mineral line. They do slip in. There's 2 Hellions to defend. 1 SCV goes down, just the 1. And this keeps the Banshee busy. Does keep the Banshee pinned. Meanwhile, where are we dropping? Ooh, going for the gold. Okay. We don't often see the space taken this early on. Usually we see it as we're seeing it here. If we expand towards the south side, then we take it as like a 4th base. Very rarely do we see it taken as a 3rd in such a fashion. So curious. I mean, this is going to give Spirit a boosted economy, and he is throwing down a plethora of Raxes. We have a 5 Rax setup already. But with this boosted economy here, and with the limited gases, this would be ideal for an 8 Rax. So I'm not ruling that out yet, just because of the popularity of that build on this map. We could macro, don't get me wrong. Ooh, and he is taking the gas. Okay. Is taking the gas geyser. This is the first sign that we are investing into further tech, into a 4th CC. So this feels... It's hard to say though, because again, it's still the gold, so it makes up for that. I want to say this feels like a macro build, but we'll keep an eye on the production. Banshees, they dip into the main. Black Vessel catching out those drones. 6 drones going down. Very nice damage. 7 drones. Oh, can he get the queen? No transfuse, but lastly, detection has arrived. And the Banshees have to get the hell out of here. They pull away. And do you see what I see? I see currently a 5 Rax setup and 3 more Raxes on the way. 1 Banshee goes down, massive pickoff. Banshee does fall, but it looks like Spirit is going for a 3 base all in. So the reason why I was a little bit on the fence about it was because of the gas geyser, but the gold minerals make up for that. What I mean by that is that you're able to most likely even afford add-ons here on these Raxes and still commit and still be able to maintain that and afford that production. So Spirit is committing. Spirit still needs a little bit of time though to really get this underway, as he should be able to make 12 Marines at a time. That's going to be a lot of Marines. And again, this is usually just pure Marine tank. 1-1 upgrades on the way. Ling's going for a counterattack at the same time, trying to slow down the push, but there are reinforcements back at home. S really shuts down the Lings. And YoungYakov, he's in trouble. He's taking up into Hive. That's quite greedy. It is greedy, but at the same time, YoungYakov has the gold, so he's able to afford that. He has the gold currently, but it is about to be knocked down. As Marines, they threaten a dive. Spirit's still waiting for his reinforcements. Again, there it is, 12 Marines being made at a time. This is a 3 base all in. Oh, nice target firing. Very nice target firing. Spirit, calm down. Now, as Spirit is pushing towards the gold, YoungYakov goes for a massive counterattack. At home, what do we have to defend? Not much, as Spirit is reinforcing. Spirit, he moves out with his army. He wouldn't have much at home. The Queen's getting called out. Massive pickups. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. 3 Queens go down. Lings are amassing. Banelings as well. And his goal here for YoungYakov should be to force Spirit to turn around. To force him to turn back home. As more creepers receding. There are some reinforcements at home, but not much. Not many. Okay, I got YoungYakov, he commits. Oh! Wall is wide open. Lingbane floods in. Yeah, reinforcements are going to get caught out. At the same time, here comes YoungYakov on the front lines. Hatching out more Marines. As he's cleaning up the bio, getting a tank, almost. Hot pickup, Bailing's rolling in as well. The SCVs are gonna fall. Yeah, Spirit, he's in trouble. He didn't turn around, and he's gonna lose everything. The SCVs! Bailing's gonna roll in. Ooh, massive connections, 31 SCVs going down. And Spirit, he isn't just all in, now he cannot sustain his army. He cannot sustain the production. He's running out of resources. He's on a timer. Denies +2. YoungYakov still up against the wall there. Can he survive? Oh, where's the splits? Oh my god, massive connections. Yes, Spirit, he wasn't paying attention, he wasn't looking. And YoungYakov, he will clean this up, or will he? No more Bailings, no more Bailings left over. Marines, they stim in. The tanks did go down. But we need those Bailings to connect. Ultras are on the way. This is all that remains here for Spirit. Still very close. Going for the Bailing nest. Okay, the nest goes down. Reinforcements on the way. That's a lot of reinforcements. Likewise, here come those Ultras. Remember, Spirit, he's been making 12 Marines at a time. No Marauders, no Marauders, no Ghosts. A handful of tanks, one Banshee. Basically, Ultras are ideal against this. As Spirit doesn't really have the army to deal with Ultras. But these are 1-1 Ultras, no kindness plating. Marines might be enough. He gets one. Yeah, Marines, they're more than enough. The Ultras, they melt, they do nothing. And Spirit, he overwhelms. He breaks through the defensive line. GG. And Spirit, he will take a 2-0 lead in the series. Whew. GG. Oh my god. Again, YoungYakov going for an amazing run-by. The run-by was very successful. He crippled the economy. He killed so many SCVs, just basically forcing Spirit into a one-base economy. But there's a reason why at the start of the game we brought up the idea of an 8-Rax. The reason for this, short rush distance by ground. It's a very small map. Very small map, very short rush distance by ground. 8-Raxes are just really common. They're really popular. Common, popular, same thing. Like they're very often seen here in El Dorado for good reason. And despite that economic damage, YoungYakov, he did need more time to defend, and he didn't have that time. Even considering YoungYakov had a pretty good engagement at the natural. Remember, Spirit, he wasn't paying attention. He took some massive Bailing shots to the face. Ultras are popping out as well, but no upgrades, right? He was on 1-1 upgrades, no kindness plating, no +2, no ultra speed. There was just nothing really there to support those ultras. In a longer game, would have been a little bit better there, but alas, GG. GG, well played, Spirit. He will take a lead in the series, and now we are getting into game number 3, and I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping to sink our teeth into something greater here. So far, the games have been very short. Game 1, we had a Bane bust out of YoungYakov. Game 2, 3-base all in out of Spirit. Game 3, do we get some macro? Do we get some back and forth? That's what I want at least, but comes down to the players. Comes down to the players. Let's go. We're loading into ley lines. And here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the Polish Terran player, the Blue Terran, leading the series 2-0, one game away from advancing on into the next round. It is Spirit. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Red Zerg player. The Red Zerg down heavily in this series, is up against the wall. One more loss and he is out of the tournament. He has to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. Can he bring it back? It is YoungYakov. And again, he had some good moments in that last game. He had some good moments. He had some good Bailing connections. He had a good run-by as well. But again, the rush distance by ground is just so short. It doesn't take long at all for reinforcements to get across the map. And in the end, YoungYakov, he was still overwhelmed. He just needed more time to build up. Time that was not given to him. And now we find ourselves on match point. On match point here. And we'll see how our players do mix it up. Now, welcome one and all to ley lines. I know that earlier for El Dorado, like straight away we were like, oh, you know, 8-Raxes are a big possibility. Here, less so. The map is larger than, you know, your El Dorado or your Whispers of Gold, for example. It's still one of the smaller maps of the map pool. I mean, it shows just how big some of the other maps are, right? I'm referring to Neon Violet Square, Abyssal Reef, King's Cove, Frostline as well, Amygdala, Jesus. So, there's a lot of big maps out there. So this is on the smaller side of things. So because that aggression can be favored here on ley lines, but this map is more defendable than El Dorado. We have a ramp coming into the third base. We have a ramp coming into the fourth base. We have a lot of choke points, a lot of points of elevation. It is a lot more defendable because that we have, and we do often see a lot more mid to late game here on ley lines, despite the size of the map. We do often embrace some longer games, maybe not too often late game, but at least the mid game here on ley lines. But we'll see. There is always a place for all-ins, of course. But now, hatch gas pool. We have 6 lings on the way, a bit of a greater investment here from YoungYakov, making an extra pair of lings. Likewise, Spirit he checks for the third base. He will delay. Lings, they move in to try to break out, and YoungYakov can now take his third. Oh god, it's going to be delayed for a second, but not for too much longer. Thankfully, the Reaper not fast enough to respond. Whew, and YoungYakov will expand. A slightly delayed expansion, but only slightly. Only slightly delayed. Behind this, that's going to be a third CC. Oh! As Spirit gets greedy. Does get greedy. Does pull back. One shot away from going down. Will escape. And behind this, what I'm referring to, economic build. That is a third CC before starboard. So economic build here by Spirit. We're calming things down, at least initially. Outside of that, I would say that Spirit has a very, very slight edge here. YoungYakov, you made an extra pair of lings. YoungYakov, his third base was slightly delayed. Outside of that, though, we can recover. We can just settle into a longer game. From here, Spirit, he just confirms the third base. Zoning away the Overlord. Oh, that I was not expecting, as we do not have an add-on swap. Of course, the Rax gets lifted. Wait. The Rax is lifted. The Overlord goes down. With that, YoungYakov, he's going to be in the dark. And behind this, Spirit, he's going to be opening up with a Liberator. Now, for all Spirit's going to be opening up Lib. For all YoungYakov knows, this could be mech. This could be like a second factory. This could be BC. True, this could be a BC-based opener as well, which Spirit does whip out from time to time. This could just be Banshee. YoungYakov playing it safe, going for a Baneling Nest first. Ooh, Baneling Nest before Lair. Very safe build here by YoungYakov. Usually there's no reason. There's no reason to get a Baneling Nest this early on. This is inefficient, but which is why I'm calling it a very safe play. Just because he doesn't know what's going on. For all he knows, it could be a Hellbat push, right? It could even be Hellbats coming his way. Behind this, YoungYakov, he's amassing up a massive amount of lings. I was calling this a safe opener. Scratch that. It's turning into an aggressive one. This would defend against something like a Hellbat push, but also we're using it for a Bane Bust. Oh boy, YoungYakov, he does cut workers here at 43. Does cut workers very early on, and he's committing. Is committing to aggression. Liberator has arrived. Does get a couple of workers. Hellions towards the right-hand side as well. Lings out of position, forced to respond. And YoungYakov again, he's going for the bust. One way or another, the game is about to end. Here come the Banelings. 9 Banelings on the way. Spirit, he does throw down the bunker. He's aware. He didn't quite see the army, but he saw the Lings. Playing it very safe. I mean, he saw the lack of droning. True. He saw the lack of workers. Shuts down the Lings. Banelings going to be waddling in. And they will connect. Deep Wall goes down. Ooh, shuts down the bunker as well. Yeah, massive connections. Oh, but so many Lings are going down to the Hellions, and despite the wall falling, Spirit holds. Spirit, he holds. He has plenty of Hellions to deal with this. And YoungYakov, now he's droning. Oh, this is late. Late droning here to YoungYakov. He was completely all in, and trying to transition out of this is brutal. There's no Evo chambers. Late lair, late drones, late fourth base. Everything is delayed here for YoungYakov. He is in a rough position. He's in a rough position here. His hope, YoungYakov's hope in this game is that maybe Spirit, he's overly defensive. Like, after the Bane Bust, he might believe there's another all-in coming. So maybe Spirit's going to be more passive and more defensive. But that's not happening. The Hellions are out. The Hellions are up and running. They're out on the field. Spirit is still being active. Liberator does arrive. Drone's going down. YoungYakov barely has any workers to begin with. He's distracted. It's going to be 3 drone kills. Did I say 3? We're going to get up to... a queen! 3 drone kills and a queen. No. Some brutal losses. Denied mining time in the main. Getting another drone. Some lava as well. Getting to 6 drones. Very well worth it here for that Liberator. And back at home, Spirit, he's just building up. He's just building up his bio, his marines, his tanks, safety bunker, some sim cities, spotter depots. 1-1 upgrades on the way. Spirit looking secure. And YoungYakov, he does have to make a drastic decision here. Does YoungYakov try to drone up to 4 base saturation, or does he commit into another all-in? Before we can think about that, here comes Spirit. Now, at the same time, YoungYakov is going for a run-by. True. But there is a bunker. Yeah, there's a bunker in position. Tank as well. Marine. Oh, God. The League run-by does nothing. And here comes a push. The rebailing speed was delayed because the lair was delayed because of the OLED. Just everything's late. GG gets called, and Spirit, he will overwhelm. He will snowball out of control and take the series 3-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played, Spirit, with some very solid play here in the series. And we did see aggression from both sides. We saw game 1, YoungYakov going for a 1-base Bane bust. Here in game 3, we saw, going for a 2-base Bane bust instead. Game 2, we had Spirit going for his own 3 racks, so just his own A racks is what I meant to say, off of 3 bases. So again, a lot of aggression from both sides, but of course, Spirit did come out on top. Bane busting here in general is just really difficult to pull off in CVT, is what I will fall back on. YoungYakov did try it twice, and you can see that as long as a player is somewhat aware of what's going on, as long as they have Hellions back at home, then they should be fine, they should be safe, they should be secure. There's a reason why Bane busting is really uncommon at the pro level. It's very difficult to pull off, very difficult. You have to rely on your opponents being greedy and cutting corners. And I don't blame YoungYakov for doing this against Spirit. If you're familiar with Spirit as a player, you would know that he is quite greedy. Like, he's known for his greed, he's known for cutting corners. Not in this series, but this is like a reputation that Spirit has. So I don't fault YoungYakov for going for these more aggressive styles, but they didn't quite work out in the end. And with that, GG. GG well played. Spirit does claim the series, does advance on. So GG well played. And with that, I believe we have the second round wrapping up. Oh boy. Second round does wrap up, and we should be back here, I believe, next week. Yes, we should be back here next week with some more OSC Season 12 Championship to catch up on the lower bracket round 3. Basically, all these players that did win their matches, they advance on into the next round to face off against each other. So in round 3, we're going to be featuring Nickrat. If you remember, Nickrat took down Wayne. Nickrat is going to be up against Solar in a TvZ. We're going to be seeing Mana up against Night Phoenix in a PvP. We're going to be seeing Spirit up against Creator. Oh my god, in a Terran versus Protoss. Arrowfire up against Nightmare in a PvP as well. So it's going to be 4 best of 5s. 4 best of 5s. That'll be in next week's broadcast for the OSC Season 12 Championship. We got you covered. We got you covered. Oh. As we just wrap up with our current matches here. We got some 3-0s towards the end, but we had some spicy matches ahead of in the beginning of the broadcast. If you missed out, I do recommend Nickrat versus Wayne. Nickrat versus Wayne was the highlight of the night. Was very close, was very intense, very back and forth. Especially the finale. You know, the ace match was a great way to end the series as well. So I do recommend those VODs if you missed out. It was a banger of a series and an upset as well, as you can see. It was an upset as we were favoring Wayne coming into that match. So do recommend it. Otherwise, thanks so much. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. As we've just reached that 4-hour mark, so not bad. Not a bad broadcast here. Like an hour per best of 5, kind of. Jesus, best of 5s. They're crazy long, Piper. They're crazy long. So yeah, with that, I do recommend checking out the VODs. If you want to tune into more of the CranKy Ducklings, follow us on all the social medias as well, as we are wrapping up for the night, for the day. This is our second broadcast of the day, and I look forward to getting some rest, not gonna lie. Oh god. We've been not been sleeping too well this week. Not too well. We've just been doing a lot of casting, as you can imagine. A lot of casting, a lot of StarCraft. When it comes to our next broadcast, bam, you can see here on our weekly schedule, we just wrapped up with Tuesday. So we had Monday with 3 events. We had Tuesday here with 2 events. And tomorrow, we're going to be live in, I say tomorrow, we're going to be live in 8 hours time. 8 hours time with Code for Giants Cup. Code for Giants Cup. That is a bi-weekly Brazilian tournament. So if you want to tune into players like Eric, Master, Inexorable, Yen, Shakti, Kamikaze, and many others, Dorminoko, they're all facing off on a bi-weekly basis in Code for Giants Cup. So we have 1 broadcast tomorrow, only 1. Technically, I could have 2 casts tomorrow. I can set that up if I so choose to. But because our schedule has been so busy and so intense, we did want to have at least 1 segment of the day off to have some personal streams. So there on Wednesday, I should be live here on my personal channel, not on the CranKy Ducklings. We don't ladder on the CranKy Ducklings. We only cast or do team content like talk shows or team games. We don't ladder here on the CranKy Ducklings. I ladder over on my own personal channel, light_VIP, exclamation mark light in the chat if you're interested. I do try to stream on a regular basis, but as I'm kind of alluding to, I actually haven't streamed in a month. It's been, I say that, it's been like 25 days. Like 25 days since my last stream. Because we've been so busy casting, just non-stop casting, and whenever I'm not casting on the channel, I'm editing VODs, and I'm making thumbnails, and I'm scheduling, and I'm doing social media, and it's just non-stop CranKy Ducklings, basically. So I would appreciate some time to stream a little bit. I miss laddering. I'll be honest, I miss playing StarCraft. I like watching it, I like casting it. I would like to play it sometime as well. I would love to play it at some point. So that's the plan. That's the plan for tomorrow. If you're interested, look forward to the Smoge. As you can imagine, not touching the game in a month, it means I'm gonna be so rusty. I'm gonna be the MMR. It's gonna go down, papi. It's gonna be brutal. So look forward to that if you're interested. If you're curious, I'm typically like an M2 player, like Masters 2. That's been my peak. That's been where I've been stable when I'm active. But most likely, I don't expect any wins. Don't. Oh god, it's not gonna be pretty. But you know, at the same time, we'll enjoy it. We'll enjoy it. It'll be fun. It'll be fine. So look forward to that tomorrow. Also, we do plan on playing some Final Fantasy. Something that myself and Kuro do whenever we have any free time, which we haven't had in quite some time, is play Final Fantasy 14. It is an MMO, so a very different kind of game, very different kind of vibe as well. So do look forward to that if you're interested in that sort of thing, for some Final Fantasy 14 action. Likewise, I've been playing through Final Fantasy 16 as well on stream. I haven't played that since Christmas, so it's just haven't had time. But yeah, just working through some RPGs to like decompress when not playing StarCraft. Look forward to that kind of content on my personal channel. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Again, our next broadcast is going to be in 8 hours time. Later on in the week, we have a Lima League, we have Turtle Tussle, we have MSO, we have Warcraft 3 Evolution, we have the Podcast. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft coming up ahead of us. When it comes to the overall like narrative, or the overall like big event that we're covering in February, it is the OSC Season 12 Championship, so expect to see more of this broadcast of this event throughout the course of February, as we'll be like maybe having like 2 casts a week, or maybe even 3 casts a week to catch up and wrapping up that event, as that is the most recent biggest online event in StarCraft, right? Like we just wrapped up with Master Coliseum and Little League Cup. Up next, OSC Season 12. That's like the next big event. We didn't get to feature the bracket, but we have players like Max Pax, we have players like Hero, Bjorn, Dark, Skillus, Clem, like the best of the best are facing off in this tournament. But it's a really big bracket, and we're working our way through it. So eventually, we'll get there. Miss my morning light, says Smoge. True. Oh no, we'll get there again. Eventually, we'll get there. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it. Big shout out to S12 for giving us a raid earlier. Thank you so much to S12 for the raid. And stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid as well. Who is live? At the moment? Who can we send everyone over to? I know Sal is asleep. He's sleeping. He's got his stream on. Watching him sleep. Aye. What else is going on? Wardy's playing World of Warcraft. We have Vindicta, Miguelito. Vindicta, he's streaming some ladder. We have Sergeant Sadsack, Mr. Sadsack, also streaming some ladder as well. Who else can we raid? Who else is live? We have Coca. Let's go. Coca streaming. Strange. But we'll find someone. We'll find someone to raid. So with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. If you want to support us monetarily, you can do so via Patreon. Bam! You can see just under our schedule, our current Patreon and our current goal as well. That is all, of course, funding our tournaments. It all does fund our tournaments on a regular basis. So you can help us grow our tournaments as well, as 100% of the money on Patreon goes towards the community, goes towards the players, goes towards those events. So yeah, you can support us there if you wish. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow or in 8 hours for some Code for Giants Cup, or tomorrow in less than 24 hours for some ladder session and some Final Fantasy as well. Otherwise, see you next time. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.